Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is the Yukitsu Times, welcome to my channel, welcome to a little bit of Total War Warhammer 2. So after a little bit of re-rolling to not get complete crap, I managed to craft myself a chest of sustenance using the Invocation of Vault. I save scum this a lot because realistically speaking, if I'm going to pay 1,500 gold for something, I would like to be able to commission it, as opposed to being like, yeah, I mean, here's a set of 4 things that are in the shop today. I know you already paid, but just pick one of them. It's a little bit silly, but anyway, we're going to go grab this. We're going to go ahead and put this in our army, although this is actually a better item in my second stack. We will have it here for the time being. I can't remember actually whether it's the chest of sustenance goes over there. So there is like the potion of speed here, but that's really crap, and then there's the talisman of Loak. Those are kind of both mediocre here. So yeah, chest of sustenance, minus 10% upkeep and minus 30% attrition. The attrition thing can come or go, but like the other benefit there of the chest of sustenance is extremely good. Anyway, these guys wandered into Taurus Athai because I'm not really actually sure why they did. They think they can defend it, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead and beat them up and show them otherwise. But yeah, this is going to be another fairly dull battle, but it's got a little bit of interesting stuff there. It's got some great eagles on their side of things, but still pretty much probably a pretty skippable battle. It's like, what is this, 6 plus 5, so it's 11 units versus my entire full stack here, so no way in hell that they're even really going to do much damage here, even with the Great Eagles flying into my archers. It's just, yeah, let's just skip this one, I think, for you guys. But I did want to show you guys that I was using the Invocation of Vault there. You kind of want to use it pretty much as often as you can. Alright, so we're going to have to make this one pretty quick here, but yeah, let's go ahead and take this place over. So, hopefully that did the trick, and we've now technically done enough to get these guys to declare peace with us. They are in a couple other wars as well, making it much more likely that they will. But I might have to burn down a couple of their places. Yeah. So I will have to do something about these guys to make them so that they'll want to declare peace with me. But in the meantime, I think we just have to sort of keep going and beating their stuff up. And that is, I guess, you know, the way it is. Let's go ahead and burn that down. I don't need it right now. Don't necessarily know what we want to upgrade here, but we probably want to get this upgraded at some point, so maybe we'll spend our money on that. Let's get Tyrion as well, get our upkeep reduced even more. Now we can actually get at this point in time get ourselves the dedicated to Isha for that minus 5% to upkeep as well, so that's immediately going to be really good for us, so we're going to go ahead and grab it. Increasing our amount of money and income by reducing our costs is always a good way forward, in my opinion. Anyway, besides that, though, this province is kind of a crap show, so let's go ahead and use the Rebuild Lost Splendor thing. And we've got settlement upgrades galore here, so which one of these do I want to upgrade? Probably Taurus Athai, since it'll be near the hostile-ish region of Tyrion. So yeah, we just have to figure out what it's going to take to get them to declare peace with us. It might just be that they're going to be really spiteful and they just never will. That is possible. Hope that I remembered... Yeah, I did remember to switch weapons. Okay, or not weapons, gear, rather. Either way, I do want to also get back over here and start taking out Safri, though. So maybe I go and just raid Tyrion a couple times, destroy a couple of their cities or something, and they'll go away, or whatever. That's kind of the hope. Generally speaking, that's not how it works, but... Alright. Pirates of Sartosa heading along. They should probably start attacking Evresi, but they may attack me instead. If they do, I know that the garrison at the Glittering Tower can actually beat back a huge number of these guys, because they're a pretty crappy faction in terms of like what they sort of tend to bring. They only get one island at the start, so they can't get very complex units. But they can support 2 full stacks off their one crappy little thing. Alright, need to maintain 23 units, and I'll get a bunch of stuff there for Sunfang. Gonna be a little while before I can advance that further anyway. Ooh, I could get some influence here, which would be actually kind of good. We could actually also advance our Happy Populace, though, and this is actually going to be a good call for us right now. So we will go ahead and take that. That did cost us, again, influence, though. I could probably have afforded to go for something else for the time being, but this is going to be okay. Let's get this guy to continue on with what he's doing here. Oh, great. Now I have to re-roll that. I'll be back. I don't mind failure for this action. It's not actually that important that he succeeds, but critical failure is really, really stupid, especially because it's like 2% likely to happen. Alright, so we managed to get through that, and we didn't succeed, but we've got ourselves a non-critical failure, so I don't really care about anything past that. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue our rampage. We'll move up towards White Peak again. Got some stuff being built, but let's go ahead and grab militia training, probably. Actually, let's grab naval discipline. I'm going to need my second stack fairly soon, and this is going to be all to sort of help that for the most part. Got some stuff being built here, that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and hit next turn here. I'm kind of wondering if we bugged out the game, because I should have, at this point in time, the quest to get my sword, Sunfang, but I don't think I've got access to that quest yet. So, I might have bugged the game a little bit. Well, let's figure out actually what I need to do that at the start of this next turn here. Or why. I wonder why that bugged. I'm wondering if it's because I couldn't get the rune, the one to build a rune whatever thing. Because that's actually kind of, you know, a quest that happens. I don't really want to take this place, so we'll see if we can get, Scourge of Cain, they've summoned a Black Ark, so basically a mob just spawns and trashes places around.
What you seek is for the greater good,
it's probably going to be a war declaration. Yep. Well, it's a good thing that these guys tend to suck, so that's probably fine. They're probably going to head to the Glittering Tower or Lothern or something like that, and either of those places can see off even full stacks of those guys at this point in time. The Thegan's Errantry got destroyed. That's interesting. I wonder what they got destroyed by. Usually they last quite a while. Oh well. Basically just a group of Bretonnians that traveled south to try and do some sort of weird, I don't know, crusade, I guess, but they failed, so, you know, that's what they do. Ah, there we go. Sunfang quest. Interesting. Alright, so I do need to continue growing my economy, though, first and foremost. We've got a happiness surplus of 0. We've got 0 public order bonuses, because I accidentally lost one of them. Forgot to properly do something first once I got that, so... either way, let's go ahead and upgrade this building. Because I think that's probably going to be the best investment that we've got out of a lot of them there. Then we go ahead and sack White Peak. It's a little bit like sacking White Castle, not quite. Less hamburgers.
Bring me battle.
I think I kind of want to auto-resolve this one. Yeah, that should be fine, because we're going to sack it, and that just means that we're going to be able to gain a bunch of money anyway, so it also means a little bit of replenishment, so it doesn't matter as much. Let's go ahead and talk to Tyrion here.
I will hold my hatred for your people for now. Speak your words.
Alright, so I guess we're going to sack this then, because I just can't have them spawning stuff behind me. And this will fill in with some other factions or whatever, that's fine. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do, grab up one more level of Quartermaster. I still don't really feel like I need Lightning Strike, but... oh god. Alright, I should also get my dude over here.
You have my attention.
To go ahead and secure influence out of this place. 70% likely, and we succeeded. Perfect. We'll go ahead and continue upgrading secure influence. Can't upgrade it again to level 10, but that's fine.
Tyrion, heir of an Aryan. Ulf 1.
And we can go ahead and... oh right, I can't sack it on a turn where I've done whatever. Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and get around to this side of the building so that I can get further north a little bit faster. Now, how far does how far does this province go? I forget. Well, either way. We got the ability to upgrade Lothern or the Tower of Lycaon. I'm actually going to upgrade Lothern here. Alright, we're going to get this building upgraded here too. And that is pretty good stuff. Yeah, liking that. Calador's Repose and Calador in general, this like region just needs help. I should probably turn taxes off for the time being. It's going to hurt us economically by quite a bit. This place is also going to get crapped on economically by quite a bit, but we'll be able to get this place back up and running a little bit easier, so it shouldn't be too bad. Forgot, actually, I need to get the winery in Angariel, because that gives me access to a +2 public order tech pretty quickly. Oh well. I should probably also get the Tower of Lycian up to level at the very least 2. I don't really need much more than that, but are these guys going to try and take White Peak for themselves? I don't mind that, actually, because that means that the Illyrians will be sort of stretched out across this direction here. Ah, okay, well that's equally stupid, but whatever, I'm gonna just let it slide, because if I undid all their critical wounds, well, what I would end up having to do is defend myself a whole lot more, which is just kind of annoying. I don't mind if I get taken out by an enemy agent all that much either, because usually it doesn't cause a lethal kill. Alright, so we're going to want to go ahead and steal influence again from White Peak before we go ahead and sack the place, but that should be fine. If I have to actually destroy these guys as a complete faction, though, that would be kind of interesting. One of the things I can do, though, is actually leave White Peak up for Illyrian. Oh. Okay, at this point in time, it's kind of actually important for me to get access to some influence, so I'm not going to go for Unhappy Populace, but I will pay the 750. Get that 15, because I need to get a new general fairly soon. But in regards to that, let's also go ahead and grab this guy. Go ahead and steal a little bit more influence here. Success! Got us 5, which is great, and at this point in time we can't do any of the things that I really want, so we're going to start taking Assassinate, just in case I need to get rid of an agent that's harassing him a little bit too much. After that, go ahead, just sack White Peak here. And go ahead and just use auto-resolve for this one again, I believe. And, yeah.
Take what you can.
Let's go ahead and raise it to the ground here. So, this leaves it open for the forces of Illyrian, and they're probably going to go ahead and take it. And what this means is I can go ahead and not have to worry about the province, because it'll be Illyrian, and they're not great for me, but they're okay. Let's go ahead and grab Defender of Ulthuan. This is going to get me access to Righteous Cause here, minus 10% upkeep again. So, as well as +1 public order everywhere, which is actually going to fix the public order problem in one of my provinces. So that will be nice. Alright, we're still at -1 happiness here, that's fine. I think over here, what was in Taurus Athai? Nothing really. Taurus Athai, though, we go ahead and get the walls, just because I don't want to have to deal with problems that come up from up there. How are we doing over here? That'll be fine. Alright. So yeah, we're going to start moving our army back towards Angariel, and we're going to get ready for our war with Safri, because it's about time for that. If I can get someone else to declare war on them first, that would actually be ideal. So while I'm on the way, I might start using influence to cause a little bit of shift between them and the Avalornians. They typically actually lose against Avalorn. Yeah, so they took White Peak, and the nice thing about this is that this is going to cause them to be a good bulwark for me against Tyrion. So Tyrion is going to have to try and march through that territory to get to me, which is, you know, fine since they're at war. Krace has been destroyed. They always get destroyed. I don't really care too much. They're too far away to really confederate with effectively, because if you try to confederate with them, you basically get screwed over by the fact that they're actually pretty screwed as far as being surrounded by things, and your armies are isolated from them pretty badly. They get attacked by like gigantic stacks of scaling and other things. I think they're going to be like the hardest start if they add in another High Elf start in Krace, but there's no Lord for Krace anyway. So, probably not going to happen. Okay, we can get some more influence here, and we can actually get it... Ooh, we could also get Happy Populace. That actually is still really good. Okay, I do need influence. I do need money. I do need happiness. So all this is like just that tough choice there. I think we're going to go with Happy Populace still. I don't quite have enough money to get that extra general yet anyway, so I think we'll just have to sort of deal with this. At this point in time, I should probably be moving my army back, though, so we can go ahead and start moving. And I should probably actually be on faster march speed there. Alright, so let's actually just double time this. Alright, and in the meantime, I don't actually need him here for right now, so we're going to start moving him up this way. And if I can stop by and start harassing the High Vale along the way, that would be lovely. And I still think those audio lines are really weird for those particular types of actions, but whatever. Tower of Lycian we can upgrade, and Gariel is still upgrading, I think. So it might be a good idea to just go for the upgrade in the Tower of Lycian, but we'll see. And in the meantime, let's cause a little bit of shit between Averlorn and Safari. Actually, apparently they like each other somewhat. Let's go ahead and damage relationships. Minus 30, okay. So this is going to be a good cause for Safari to go and declare war on Averlorn, which I'm hoping they do. And of course, if that sort of starts happening, then it'll all spiral out of control deliciously, like the puppet master that I am. Alright. Although it's looking like Averlorn's not particularly strong in this particular case. I don't actually know who these guys are going to fight, but they might be going to attack the Illyrians. Looks like they lost, though, so, you know, whatever. Tor Anrak also having that would also be fine, like, that would also work for me, but the Illyrians are usually stronger than them, even though Tor Anrak can field fairly large armies due to the gold mine, just because they've got these larger, more secure provinces defended by these gates, so... Kind of ignoring the Pirates of Sartosa, that can be a mistake sometimes, but I'm not too worried about it. They can be a nuisance as well, just raiding your coastline, though. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably be... or maybe I shouldn't be actually doing taxes. I'm thinking that we've got that +4 happiness, but I just realized we were at minus, like, still in negatives there, so... Alright. Well... Let's go ahead and grab Appoint Seamasters. This means that when we start working on our second stack, which is going to be Lothran Seaguard, it's going to be able to start off with some interesting veterancy there. Kalador's Repose over here. Kalador's Repose doesn't really need to have walls necessarily as early because it's kind of in a safe spot. So we can go ahead probably and get the Elven Craftsman here. But this actually does also have, I think, yeah, Exotic Animal Tamer. I don't actually need that right now. Go ahead, grab that, grab that. Now, I could stop off in Kalador's Repose for a turn. That would probably be fine. Oh, I can actually tax this province. Okay. Might be better for me to just let Public Order go up faster, though. Yeah, I think that might be better. Actually, do I want to get... No, I should probably... I actually will get the exotic pets here. Because I don't want to get them in the other place that has them, which is the Guy in Vale. So I think that this is probably slightly better. Alright, so how is Avresi doing? They look like they're standing strongish. I don't know.
Servant.
Let's see here, though. Yeah, so I kind of want to still dunk on Safri there. Looks like Kathik is getting crushed, because that's what they do.
What do you seek from the Asura, traveler?
Might be interesting to try and get these guys to confederate with me, but it doesn't look like they like me enough, or they're not screwed enough somehow. I don't know how they're not considered screwed enough, but whatever. Okay, so... let's check the Safri-Averlorn relationship here. It looks like it is going down. Could do it one more time, but I think that that's enough influence spent for the time being. I definitely need to be saving up a little bit. I wish I had a lot more, in fact.
Noble born.
Oh, can't afford that one. Alright, that's fine. We'll just move up to there for the time being. Okay. So I think the Enhancer City one is already on the way, so we'll get a little bit of money from quests and influence as well, so... Some of these quests start becoming worth a lot of influence, though, like 20 or 30 or 15 at the very least, so... Not as bad a situation as it probably could be. Alright, the Illyrians probably heading towards Highvale or something, or I don't know what. Alright. Don't know what that was.
Brothers. What do you wish to discuss?
Probably want a defensive alliance again. Alright, so they're already in their war. You know, these guys are somehow managing to be a little bit more diplomatic or something and not get their asses kicked by everybody, so I think I will go for that diplomatic alliance now. They're one of the larger ones. It's often a nice thing to have them be your diplomatic bastion, or your defensive bastion along that coastline. but they will eventually sort of lose against the scaling, I find. Especially if the pirates of such house are also raiding them. The pirates are actually quite annoying because they only have this tiny one little province, which is really, really weak. And so what happens is that if you try to stop them, you either have to take the stupid little island in the middle of nowhere that doesn't do anything, or something else. Ooh, the scaling and the Scourge of Cain are fighting. That's actually excellent. It's going to make it a real gong show up north. Alright, so this gave us only one influence. Hopefully we'll get a better one later. We can do the Invocation of Azurian now, which would actually be really, really good. Generally speaking, you kind of want to do these as soon as you can, this one and this one, for at least the first little while, but I think we will, actually. Why not? With that active, I definitely feel like we can start taxing in Calidor's Repose, so
restore order.
that should be fine. Head these guys over to Lothern.
Garrisoning.
If we can get Lothern up and running a little bit faster as well, that's always a good idea. Can't get that just yet. Can't afford any of this stuff just yet. So what we're probably going to want to do is just grab up the Shrine of Azurian here, just because it's going to be for one of our quests. It's going to be quite important for the Sunfang one, but we don't need that quite yet. But we'll need it soon. We'll need it soon enough.
Order must be maintained.
See if Tyrion has cooled their heels at all.
Make your case quickly before my arrows find you.
Well, looks like they're still going to want to continue doing what they're doing. That's fine by me. And Angariel over here.
The people are rested.
Alright, let's go ahead and start getting the wine done. Alright, I forgot to save enough money for this again. Okay, you know what? Don't really need the building I'm getting in Lothern that badly, do I? I'm not getting a building in Lothern. Okay, well, I guess... And I do need the wine right away, so okay, whatever. Let's just wait a turn. Really suffering on this one, though. Sort of sacrificing everything else to get that, to not get that. So I need to get, like, 32 points of influence in, like, the next 20 turns at the very longest. How's Illyrian weaker than me right now? I wonder. Huh. Are they in another war? They might be in another war. Because otherwise I would have imagined they'd move that army out to attack. Actually, no, the High Vale's a walled city, so it's probably a little bit too hard for them to take right now with what they had at Griffin Gate. Griffin Gate as well can, like, resist an unlimited number of attacks from, like, Tyrannok's forces there, basically. The gates are ridiculous in this game. They come with, like, full armies as garrison, usually with elite troops, so taking them out is a lot harder than you would expect. Generally speaking, I think that you're supposed to only attack them, like, when you've got Vol's hammer as an ability that you can use, so I don't know, though. Maybe you can take them without, but it's really expensive and hard. And kind of boring. You use, like, all archers.
We are ill at ease.
I've actually done it a couple times, but it's absolute bullshit. Anyway, alright, so we should need to get the Elven Embassy. That's going to be really important for us. And then we need to get this, so we'll sort of wait for that, I think. This place over here, the salt is actually a really, really good resource here. Typically the value of resources to me is based around, like, what technology they unlock, so that's kind of the metric I like to go for. So Lothern is above 26 public order. One of the nice things is that public order is giving me +5 growth, +5% tax rate. So this actually increases incrementally every 25 points up to 75, so it's an interesting, unique ability for High Elves.
Beginning my journey.
Okay, so actually I probably should have had my hero move down there, but it doesn't really matter that much. I kind of needed him up here as well.
What news? Destruction.
Damn it. Alright, well, it's a regular failure, so that's fine. You have a 70% chance of succeeding now, though, so, I mean, it's not exactly super common that's going to happen, but it will be, because my luck is terrible. Alright. The other thing I could potentially do is go roaming through the sea here and look for a treasure, but I'd be able to pick up the one basically right away, and then there's another one all the way over here. Is this worth going for? Probably not. It's a little bit risky given the timing of everything. Okay. So I want to do one more of these. Very unfriendly and deteriorating. Neutral and deteriorating. I think we could probably do... Actually, no, it's still going down, so maybe wait till it does finish going down. But we'll see how things go at the end of next turn, because I'll move it up to the border by next turn, and we'll see how that influences things. I can fight these guys in a field battle, but if I can lure them into attacking Angariel when I've got the garrison there and the army there, that would be the sort of ideal. I'm going to wait till one more treasure spawns in the Inner Sea before I send someone out to go after it, because it's just not worth it right now. You also actually get massive percentage bonuses to Lothern, like your capital, as well as provinces adjacent to it, just from the capital city having bonuses, so you end up with kind of ridiculous amounts of money from the Straits of Lothern. It becomes one of those really, really profitable regions. I like how there's just this random open pit of lava in the middle of the map there. It's kind of very Minecrafty to me. Alright, scaling. I'm surprised that they don't have green for their economy icon, because they usually do. Alright, population surplus in the Straits of Lothern.
I live to serve my queen.
Alright, so we can get up to Port Pellistor basically next turn.
How wise.
But we might want to provoke these guys into attacking me. In fact,
Allow me.
I don't see too much deadly stuff there. Like, I don't see their sword masters, but that doesn't necessarily mean they haven't got sword masters. Gonna get that upgraded. Want to get to 3 of that really, really quickly.
Smash it to ruins.
Huh.
I am a
You know what?
Syrian
I kind of need these, and this is getting annoying that I'm failing these consistently now, so I'm gonna go ahead and redo this one. Alright, so there we go. Just kind of sick of the high odds things not ever working, so... Yeah, I've played games before where I've failed on agent actions like 15 times in a row, and you just get sort of tired of it happening all the time. Anyway, oops, shit. What were we doing with our money? I don't think we were doing that. Pretty sure we were doing this. So, let's go ahead and grab that. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Lothern, I think we wanted to wait until we had a lot of money for Shrine of Azurian. Actually, we'd be able to afford it next turn. Hopefully we still have the building cost reduction next turn, so that'll be kind of important.
protector of the Evergreen.
I kind of don't want to skip a quest part, though, but we'll see how things go. Worst comes to worst, I can actually go ahead and get my second army stack soon, and then just dismiss it. In that case, I would probably just get it, get 3 units, go into the water to get that stuff, and then disband the army. Oh, Ritual of the Tortured Oracle. People are going to start spamming things that are going to put particle effects on our vortex. And it is our vortex, because we're the ones who made it. Turnok, stealing technology, that's fine. Doesn't mean anything to me. Alright. Vresi is actually holding strong. It looks like they still have 2 army stacks. As long as Vresi still has 2 army stacks, they're doing a lot better than they usually do. But, yeah, if the people of Safri don't declare war this turn, we're just going to declare war on them and then see what happens. Very likely they will be willing to attack our field army, but we might want to try and ambush them anyway. Oh, Servants to Chaos. Those guys are going to be attacking the Dark Elves right now, so slows them down a little bit. This is why I don't like the rituals. Just don't do them. Just don't do them. Alright, so...
The vortex is under attack,
yeah,
my lord.
I don't care.
Find the whereabouts of those that channel.
Yeah, does not really matter. Alright, so... Ooh. Okay, I'm actually going to go for the large gift here, because Influence 25 fixes my problem. And I did actually really need that done relatively early. So that's fine. Let's go ahead and check out what sort of lords we've got access to. I should have done that before I picked that, but I don't think I was allowed to look at that. So our 60 influence ones are the top tier lords that we're allowed to get here. So Adept here, this one's a really great one for just having an army trainer, where you sort of have him there, have him sort of sit with the army when it's not doing anything. Efficient is kind of okay. Exemplar, that's actually not that amazing in my opinion. Strong is if you want them to be better at some stuff, but nothing that I'm really too concerned about. Alright, and then you got the really crappy ones. So I don't really see any lords that we're too happy with, so Despite the fact that I do need this to be in my pool just so I don't have to like freak out over getting it, I'm not going to really worry about that right now. So let's go ahead and grab this princess here. Let's have her... I can get to here next turn, right?
Princess of the Azure.
Shit. I think I might be able to force march to it, so... either way, though, let's go ahead and recruit up 3 units here, and the cheapest units that I can get are the archers with nothing on them, so... That'll finish off a quest, which is fine, and then we can dismiss the units even if we're exploring with her. So, all that's fine. It's all good. I'm happy. Okay, Invocation of Vol is still going on. Invocation of Azurian is also still going on, which is kind of interesting. Ooh, shit. Okay, I need to have 2,800 bucks. Alright, so what if we attacked Port Elistor? I might still be able to win this battle. They've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units there. Why not give it a try, I guess. I need the money right now, and this is the only way to get it really easily.
Listening.
Let's see here. They're still not at war with anybody.
You are no friend of the Phoenix Court, traveler.
So let's go ahead and declare war here, I guess. And, yeah, let's give this a shot. This is gonna suck, but...
For my queen.
This has a ton of suck potential, by the way.
Seal.
This has, like, game-ruining levels of suck. Alright, so here's the problem. Like, the 2 units of Swordmasters of Hoth, I knew they had these assholes. So these guys can actually chop through my stuff real bad, but, hopefully if I can get them to fight Tyrion, and maybe bomb them with my, eagle here, I'll be able to sort of do fine, and as long as I'm also firing at them with the bolt throwers. So, alright, so this battle actually has the potential to be somewhat difficult, just because of how powerful Swordmasters are. You can see, like, some games of them just killing 400 people by themselves. I don't think that enemy will technically have reinforcements here, and I technically want to actually be real camped back here. So, the reason that we want to be real camped back here is that if I can force them to do a river crossing, that is always actually a really good thing. So we'll go ahead and have our troops sort of here along the river. Get this angled properly. We can have dense formations of these guys since our opponent doesn't really have any sort of... doesn't have any war machines or mages as far as I'm aware, despite being from Safri. So that helps. If they ever change it so that Belcor Hadris is the leader of Safri, then this will be a lot harder. Anyway, and here come the gigantic stacks of High Elven units. So yeah, this is going to actually be a bit rough. I'm going to have to definitely actually use these because Lord knows I haven't used those effectively lately. The enemy might actually opt to be defensive on this one up until I start firing at them though, and that would be really bad. Okay. I think I might have to cross the river here. We'll give them a few minutes, I think, and then just see what happens. Yeah, no, they're actually willing to sit back. Alright, so how far do I have to move this forward? Because I don't necessarily have to move my whole army forward. It theoretically is possible for me to lure the entire army forward by getting off a couple of volleys with this thing. But if it puts me too far forward, that could put me in a bit of trouble. I think that rather than being able to fire this thing optimally, though, I do want the river bonus. I might retreat it just behind the Spear Elf line, though, rather than all the way behind the archers. Oh god, this is really far forward. So the problem is that I'm going to actually have to retreat this thing after, like, a volley, so... We'll see how that works for us. I mean, I could theoretically try and do a manual fire with it. But that feels a little bit too cheaty to me. And we're already doing some fairly cheap shit here. Alright. Oh, they didn't move forward yet. Alright, let's turn the speed down. See if we can find the sword masters. Where are they? Spearmen, archers, archers. Actually, where the hell are those sword masters? Oh, are they in the back there? No. Swordmasters, there they are. Alright, let's get a single volley off against these guys and see what happens here. Oh, there were Swordmasters up front. Shit. Right, well, either way, let's get the hell back.
Make Oath One proud.
So what I'm going to do is get you guys back to here-ish.
Moving out.
Move these archers. I can do it like this, but
We go. Usher, advance.
it's not ideal exactly. Now, hopefully these guys are marching and not running, but I get the feeling they're running. So, that's fun. Could try to disrupt them and slow them down a little bit by sending this guy, I guess. It's going to take a lot of damage from various things, but I can do a bombing run specifically on the Swordmasters. Yeah, our artillery there is taking its sweet-ass time getting back. This game needs a, like, do not engage option for these sorts of units.
It is monstrous.
Alright, so we dealt a little bit of damage there. Caused some of their units to slow down a bit. Wheel back around one more time here. Oh, wasn't a great shot there. Oh. Make sure we're firing at the Swordmasters.
Heir of Anarion. Onward. Orders received.
Alright, let's retreat back with our Great Eagle here, or our Flamestar Phoenix. So we are firing at the Swordmasters with our artillery, which is actually a really great way of causing lots of damage to them. And at this point in time, we just have to put our faith in Tyrion and his bullshit, because he is actually kind of bullshit. We're also firing at really good angles for our bolt thrower, so this actually helps out quite a bit. Alright, he seems to be surviving okay for right now. Need to get in on this fight a little bit here.
Heir of Anarion.
Alright.
Champion of Alaria.
So I need to get this guy fighting them. Firing at the Swordmasters still is fine, actually, because the Swordmasters have a crap ton of morale, and they'll probably be able to come back into the fight otherwise. Those are Illyrian Reavers, right? Okay. So now we just have to get their archer line far enough forward here that we can sort of finish them off with our own archers here. Looks like their Swordmasters have come back into the fight. The Eagle Claw, the Flamestar Phoenix actually is quite good against them, since they don't have any bonuses or against large or anything like that, so you can actually use them for that purpose pretty effectively, but I think we're doing okay here. I'm going to run Tyrion back a little bit. Let's get you to just chase them down a bit.
Forward.
Alright, are all our archers firing? Looks like some of them are not. Let's get you inched forward a bit. So you guys start moving up and firing at them.
Heir of Anarion. Eagle Claw.
Alright, we'll have you fire at these guys here. I don't think those Swordmasters are going to come back, so don't have to worry about them, really. My Phoenix is actually probably going to get just kited to death here, which is a little bit awkward. Yeah, I don't think it's fast enough to catch up to these units here. Alright, let's get out of here. Taking too much damage from these arrows here. Looks like we're going to win this, though, just based off of the morale bar. There we go. Perfect. So that worked out really, really well. Strategy just worked perfectly as far as abusing the hell out of the AI, I guess, but even then it wasn't so much that. It was more based around the fact that, like, they can't just ignore Tyrion either. Like, he is actually a very powerful movie lord. So, the only problem is, like, they probably shouldn't bunch up that badly against him. Alright, let's go ahead and hit end battle. Those bombing runs early as well, like, I think we did a lot of damage with this. Even though it says 8 kills, that's probably not quite true. 105 kills with the bolt throw there. Managed to kill the Swordmasters off before they could deal really any damage at all. And this actually wipes the army. So, anyway, I'll be back with you guys as soon as we get onto the main map. Alright, so there's that. Managed to lose 128 men in that fight there. Decent amount of sack loot if we wanted to go that route, but we've already earned a lot of money from that, so we're going to go ahead and just occupy it, since that is our goal after all. Ah, crap, I have to do our stupid hero again, don't we? Alright, well, whatever, let's ignore that to whatever degree we can. These guys are still doing their thing, that's fine. Now, that was an absolute ton of money that we earned off of that, which is great, but, still.
What do you require? You destruction.
Alright, managed to get another success there. Up to 69 influence, which is a pretty good number to have, I suppose. And more importantly, let's figure out what we need to be upgrading here. So, we should be moving on to one step with that, so let's go ahead and grab up the Shrine of Azurian. Now, I might demolish it and rebuild it in Angariel, since that's where I think it should be. But, I mean, Lothern is actually not a terrible place for it thematically to be anyhow, since that's where the Phoenix King resides, although the actual technical bodyguard for the Phoenix King is the White Lions of Krace, but, whatever. Alright, let's get that built up as well, and I suppose that's all we can do. Actually, let's see if there's anything in Calador that we can build, because Calador kind of needs some lovin'. Still at +1 public order, and we don't actually have any bonuses to public order going right now, I don't believe. Actually, we've got a +4. Right, so I do need to keep upgrading these guys. Can't upgrade them until they get another population surplus, but that's next turn, so I guess that'll help. That'll have to be what we do next turn, so I think for now we can actually go ahead and upgrade our salt. Sure, why not? Actually, we're only at +4 public order, and we're going to lose that, so I should at least get to +1 public order once we lose access to the other thing. So that's all good. That's fine. Unassigned skill points over here for our hero. Okay. I think at this point in time we go ahead and start increasing replenished troops, especially for this guy, since if I recall correctly, he had the ability to... Yeah, he's prudent, so -5% to the upkeep, so he's actually a good one to tack on later on in the game when I don't need influences badly. Other than that, though, I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and hit next turn here. Still earning 2,982, even though we've actually got a secondary general, so that's actually amazing. Yeah, everyone else is starting their rituals now too, so that's fun. It's all gonna just come down like a hammer on to Ulthuan, but not right yet, so. Not sure what this guy was trying to do. I'm wondering if he tried to, like, assassinate my guy and just failed, or what. Usually it tells me if they fail, though, so. It's kind of nice that all of these guys are visible all the time, so it stops those agents from being quite as asshole-ish as they can be in other Total War games. Looks like Greybeard's Prospectors actually like me for no good reason, but I don't know if I'm reading that right. Like, it shows these little icons, but that probably is actually my opinion of them, which doesn't really work mutually both ways. Like, my opinion, apparently, of the scaling is that it's pretty neutral, so. A bunch of other Chaos armies got spawned elsewhere to try and attack the Skaven and the Lizardmen, so that's fine. They will get mopped up, though. Alright, so that got finished. That's worth a whopping 20 there. And our next one is to loot, sack, or raise one settlement. Okay. Already sort of on that. Let's go ahead and start moving our way towards... Actually, I should probably destroy this. Let's start moving our way towards the White Tower of Hoeth. Should probably check what their level is, but for now, let's take probably Unifier. I think that one ought to do. And I think we can actually reach there. They have got an army there. They are raising more units, though. White Tower of Hoth does have 4 units in it, which is not that great, or 8 units rather. So they will have a full 20 stack versus whatever I'm sending after them. So, this one won't have Swordmasters of Hoth, so this is going to be a little bit easier for me. So we're going to go ahead and run ourselves over to the White Tower of Hoth here. Oh, shit. Alright, well, hopefully they're going to come out of there and attack me, because otherwise that's going to be real awkward. Anyway. Oh yeah, I can fast move to there.
You shall not rest. On my way.
Okay. Materials at sea. Construction cost minus 30% for all buildings, all regions, and income from all buildings plus 10%. And we got a Trickster's Pendant, which is a lot less useful. Okay, so I think we might still want to go off and grab that, but I definitely don't need the rest of the army. If I do this really poorly and get her killed, that's fine, because this is a throwaway general anyway, so let's go ahead and boot all you guys here. Now, the exception is if I do have access to a good general at this point in time, because I don't really know when they update that. Like, Efficient is okay. Actually, I think they did. Dragon-Willed. I don't really want Dragon-Willed either. There's some that actually give you, like, big bonuses to range, like how far your units actually fire, and those are extremely, extremely good. So, we're gonna hope that we get one of those, maybe. Alright.
There will be carnage.
There we go. More successes. No levels, though, it looks like. Yeah. Want to get him up to level 20. He gains immortality, at which point he can't be assassinated or anything, so it's kind of a broken feature, I think. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade Val's Anvil here. Looks like we still got some stuff. Oh, that's not really important. Okay, I guess we get this up to level 3. Ooh, actually, I can get the Straits of Harbor of Lothern upgraded to level 2, which is really, really, really good. Well, level 3 technically, I guess. Alright, so I need to sack place next turn, basically. When do we get access to this? In 20 turns. Well, that would have made it easier, but unfortunately I don't have it, because I'm spamming it out whenever I get it, rather than sort of waiting. But that's fine. So there's actually a decent chance that they will actually sally forth to attack me. The AI's been made more aggressive, and they will have another 3 units here. So what's going to happen is they'll have 15 units plus the garrison of 8 there, and the AI is much more likely to view that as a favorable battle than otherwise. So let's go ahead and hit next turn here and see what happens. I still think that Torfinu sounds like a chocolate name. But yeah, the reason that we're doing this as well is because Shadow Peak has a really, really good natural resource.
What do you wish to discuss?
They'll probably get crushed by the scaling before anything bad happens, but there's a decent chance that something bad will happen here. Oh, they've spawned a second stack. Actually, this works out in our favor as well. So the thing that they made, the mistake they made is they spawned a second stack. So I can attack that second stack, have their army spawn behind me, and what's going to happen is I'll actually be able to crush their army and their garrison on the field, and then attack the garrison. So they done fucked up, basically. But yeah, I don't think I have enough time to actually go through both of those battles, so I think we'll leave that for our next episode. Hope you found this one enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.